Hi, I'm Christian Hough.
Hi, and I'm Chris Reeve.
And in this how-to, we're going to look at the Travel Pack portable battery system. It's time to ditch those speed lights and get your gear out on location. It's great to shoot on location, but as usual, a bit of forward planning and preparation can really help you get that perfect shot. Don't forget to charge your equipment and make sure it's fully functional before heading out. Check the weather. It sounds really obvious, but don't forget to check what the forecast is before you head out. Permission. Don't forget to check whether you need a permit or permission to shoot. Security. Keep an eye on your equipment when you're out and watch out for curious members of the public. Make sure that you have adequate insurance. Come on people, we're in the 21st century now, no more wires and sync leads. Get hold of a good radio trigger such as a pulsar. So that's covered all the setup, let's get out on location. So we've bought a single travel pack and a head outside. We've got the model, we've got a car, and we've brought the camera. The whole idea now is to use that single head, lots of flash, drag the shutter and really get a dramatic shot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is literally take a couple of shots without the flash and you can see just how underexposed the shot will actually be. So if you want to achieve a lighter background, we can use a slower shutter speed, which is also known as dragging the shutter. So we're going to continue the shot here, but this time using the flash. I'm using a soft light reflector. You can of course use anything from an umbrella to a softbox to achieve the same effect. It's just a case of metering the light now. I'm metering to f11 and then using the shutter speed to control the ambient light. What we're looking at now is a location. Here we've chosen the staircase, mainly because we can get the model at the forefront and we've got all the scenery behind. We can utilise the natural light coming from the skylight above, isolate the model at the front and use the flash basically to concentrate on her. It's just then a case of balancing the natural light with the ambient light. For this setup, we've kept it really simple. We're using a single Gemini Pro head fitted with a soft light reflector. But you can use whatever reflector you find that's necessary, from anything from a shoot-through umbrella, reflective umbrella, or even a large softbox. It all depends on the size of the area that you need to cover. Crucially, we're plugged into the travel pack, and that's because we're on location. The last thing we want is wires trailing everywhere, people tripping over them. Plus, you save a fortune on hazard tape. There are a couple of ways in which we can do this. We can either use a high ISO with a shorter shutter duration and less flash. That's quite good if you've got a slightly moving subject. Or we can use a lower ISO, a longer shutter and more flash. Obviously, the downside of that is if your subject moves, you're going to get motion blur. Now you've metered up, got all your settings correct, let's shoot. If you're using a slow shutter, you might find that if you're shooting handheld, you move slightly, or even your model moves slightly. Therefore, a tripod does become essential. That's it. It's really quick and simple. Once you've nailed the basics, you should now feel confident enough to start experimenting yourself.
Excellent. Great shots there from Christian. Now here's just a few tips just to get you started. Location shooting is all about planning. First of all, write a list of all the things that you're going to need on the shoot. On the day of the shoot, check it again, check it once more. And don't forget to check it all after the shoot, because you can easily leave something behind. When on location, always get permission. If you're shooting in a major city, say London, and you're going to use a tripod, you will need a filming licence. The best thing to do is contact the local council and they'll steer you in the right direction. So here's a favourite one of mine. Recently shot a cricketer up in Durham and we used 5 Explorer batteries. You can never ever have enough spare batteries. So here's another one that my assistants have learned the hard way. Umbrellas and softboxes act like huge sails when you shoot outside and on location. So maybe use one of the smaller reflectors or maybe a high-powered reflector, and don't forget sandbags or at least someone holding the light. Weather and location shooting go hand in hand. Trying to forecast or second guess what's going to happen is a nightmare. The best website we've found is the BBC, but my advice is always check the night before to find out what's going to happen, as they very, very rarely get it right 2 or 3 days in advance.
Great tips, Chris. So there you have it, some great location setups.
And remember to check us out on the BOWENS website, and we'll see you next time on How To.